You've covered this entire experience.
Yeah.
From when the news broke to, of course, the tribute this week. Being in the arenas and being around the players, what has that been like?
When the news broke, I was getting ready to go into studio. I was assigned to host what we call wraps, which is pregame, halftime, and postgame of the Pelicans-Celtics game. So it was supposed to be like 5 minutes tops television, pregame, halftime. It's not that long. But then as I was getting ready, I got a call from our good friend Diana Rossini, who, is always on top of every breaking news story regardless. So she calls me, she goes, is this true? I go, what are you talking about? She goes, Kobe's dead. And immediately I put her on speaker and I start scrolling and I don't see it. So I don't know where she saw it first. And then all of a sudden I saw it on TMZ and I'm like, oh my God, I start freaking out and I keep scrolling, trying to hope that it was wrong, that not looking for another outlet to confirm it, but wishing that I didn't find it. And then, I was in the bedroom with my husband with Di on the phone, and he just looks at me and he goes, you got to get to work and you got to focus on what's ahead of you right now. And so what I did, I talked to her, Di, through it on my way to the office, and then she actually gave me a good idea to call Bob Lee, and just ask him like how he's dealt with stories like this. I mean, he's been working for ESPN for over, I don't even know, 35 years. So he's handled, this is one of the biggest stories of all time, but he's handled so many different stories. And I called him and he goes, look, there's two things you just need to focus on here, is focusing on delivering the facts. And then when it comes to gathering perspective, just make sure you're comfortable with what you're saying. And so I know it sounds very simplistic, but like my head was racing a million miles an hour. I didn't even have time to like feel sad about it. I just was like so in shock, and trying to gather the information, make sure that things were correct. And so getting onto the set, I have been way more nervous in way less important situations, but I feel like I felt like, all right, I just need to make sure I'm accurate and, figure out what's going on here today, because you're part of, delivering some news to some people who may have not heard this yet. So that was an intense day. I think, it was a day I wish I never had to be a part of, but, right. I'm glad that I was able to have a clear head and be able to deliver the news for some people that day. And then through the week, I had to interview Kyrie Irving, and I don't know if Kyrie was one of like Kobe, and many times said if he had one mentee that he had the closest relationship to would be Kyrie. And as we could tell, so many young players have come out and said how Kobe was a mentor, how he went out of his way. But he himself said that Kyrie was a mentee.